Good morning, this is Jackie. I'm speaking to you, not from my home. I'm traveling again today. Today is my Meaningful Monday spot as admin of Wild Rose Bohemian, and it's a pleasure to share this video with you and to share a bit of thoughts on the subject I had planned. My son and I are visiting my mother-in-law. She's 85 and she lives on a small farm. We used to have a big farm, but my father-in-law sold it many years ago and they retired on this little spot. And I wanted to show you what our windmills look like. We call it a wind pump, and it generates water from underground, because we have to rely on underground water as the rivers are not so nearby, and we do not generate or get water from river by large pipe systems or whatever. So farmers in most of South Africa rely a lot on windmills, for water for their livestock and for their households, especially in the semi-arid areas where we supposed to have summer rains, but we are drought-stricken a lot of times, so water is scarce. It's not that available at times. So that is why we have the wind pump system. I can't reverse my view of my camera from my phone, so I'm going to turn my camera in the direction of the wind pump, and so that you can see what it looks like. So I hope that you can see it. I'm going to try and hold it over the fence, and if you will see, this is a side view. I will go through the gate now, and then I will give you a front view, and then I will share with you the symbolism of the windmill. The only green thing that you will see at this stage, I'm going to flip my camera again so that you can see what the land looks like. It's small little bushes and grass, and it's for grazing. We used to have sheep here, but grandma's too old to handle all that responsibility, so there aren't any sheep left. We've only got geese and chickens and the dogs. So let me show you a bit of the environment or the landscape around us. So you can see in the back, you can see there are little hills, and then you can see the trees are not so there aren't plentiful trees. And here we go to the wind pump, and next to us is a wild rescue rehabilitation center, and so that you will see there's higher fencing that is to keep the wildlife in. And we've got a lion at the wildlife rescue center, and that lion, when it roars, it actually gives you the creeps. I get so scared because I used to live next to the Kruger National Park when I was a child, and we had many encounters with lions and cheetahs and those type of stuff as kids. And till today, lions, I love the cats, but they terrify me at times. When they roar, it's so majestic, and you feel so small, and you realize that you are nothing compared to them. We as human beings tend to think we are so superior to animals, but we can think again, it's not that true. Okay, I'm going to show you the windmill. I hope the sun doesn't make it impossible to see, but the windmill has got that round fan part, and then it comes down with a pipe, and it actually has a pumping action, and then beneath the ground there will be the well. And then I'm taking you to where you can visibly see the water. This is a water crib. We call it a crib, and in Afrikaans we would say waterkrib. And this is, but you can see, because there aren't animals drinking the water, so it's not very clean, the water at this stage. And the wind pump only is generating water when the wind blows. So this water we leave available to small animals like little antelope and porcupines and hedgehogs and mouse and mice, and there's a type of, it's not actually a jackal, but it's a insect eating fox type of animal, and which also drinks of the water supply. And then I'm just going to give you a view of what the farmhouse area looks like. There are luscious palms and greenery, and you will see this is common in South Africa, is green around the homestead, and then the rest is relying on the rain supply that we get. So my idea today was just to tell you to share some thoughts about a windmill. So I'm just looking for my notes, and I went to do some research on windmills because I've always had a fascination with windmills, and they look especially beautiful with sunrise and sunset. And I read that windmills do symbolize life and serenity. And serenity, I absolutely agree with, because when we sit outside and the windmill is turning when the wind blows, and the sound it makes, it has such a calming effect on a person. And in the silence and just between the voices of the chirping birds, and you hear the sound of the windmill, and it just really relaxes you and lets you experience the peace and freedom of living on a greater space of land. And then it is a symbol of life, because we cannot live without water. And then it's also a symbol of resilience, because this windmill has to work no matter what, and it never gives up. And sometimes it needs repairing, and if we compare ourselves to the windmill, we also do have the possibility to be resilient, but sometimes we also need repairing. And it's also a symbol of self-sufficiency, and because the windmill gives you water independently from other sources, and it's a symbol of perseverance in a harsh environment. And we do live in a harsh environment. So when we think about our own lives, we do live in a harsh environment, and we need to have perseverance. We have to persevere through all the things life throws at us, or things we experience, or the choices we make and the results of the choices we make. And then we also have to, one or other time, we have to find serenity. And that would only happen if we are resilient enough to stand up straight and face the hardships and work through the pain and become self-sufficient, and that we do not have to rely on other people so much. We have to rely on God. We have to rely on our inner being that is healed. We can't rely on ourselves if we do not allow ourselves to heal, because in all brokenness, everything we do will reflect that brokenness. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but we need to send hope out to others. And we can only do that if we're not so continually broken and unrepaired. So that was just my thoughts that I had today. And crafting reminds me of the windmill, the perseverance, the resilience, because sometimes crafting takes much more of you than just making something. It pulls out emotions. It pulls out creativity. Sometimes when you can't give it, it's not easily available, the creativity. You have to delve in deep. So, and if you're fortunate to be enough to be healed, then it's much easier to share. And we have to be like windmills, and we have to stand up straight and show others that we can be self-sufficient in this life, and that we can make it joyful, and that we can have serenity as our goal. And we should make it a daily goal, not a once in a lifetime goal. We should work on, it takes hard work to become resilient and to persevere and to heal. It just doesn't not happen overnight. So, and that you can see on the marks of the windmill. It stands straight through rain, through heat, through droughts, through all circumstances, through the cold, and it keeps on standing up straight. And sometimes it nods and it says, I need a bit of repairing, and then it goes forth and it produces water again. It would be amazing if we can take this example and make it part of our lives. And with that, I'm going to show you a bit more of the farm, and I just want to inspire you that even these palm trees, they grow in these harsh circumstances. They don't get water every day, and they have to adapt, and so do we. So we shouldn't sit in a little heap and be sorry for ourselves. We should stand up and we should face everything. But we cannot face it alone. We need each other's support. We need God in our lives to guide us. And we need the prayers and warmth and hugs of other people and the comfort. So this is my message today. Be there for each other. Be a windmill in someone's life when their windmill is in repair. So I hope you have a happy crafting week. Please participate in the challenges, because you still have the whole of next week to complete any of the challenges that you would like to do something of. If you can only do a tiny bit of a challenge, don't feel pressured to do the whole challenge. Just do what you can. Just participate. Use a freebie. Do it for yourself. Do it to develop and grow and heal. And see it as a moment where you can catch up some water and give other people a chance to life. So I'm going to show you a bit of the farm, the home. It's a barn halfway, and half of it is the home. You can see that it's the security is high because we live in a very unsafe country, and that is why it's like that. And you can see the palm trees and so on. And when the flowers bloom, this garden is usually lovely with roses and small flowers and everything. Now we only see the aloes blooming, and when I went to the orchard at the back, I saw the little nodules coming out. So spring is definitely in the air, and one of the trees started having little blooms, and it's beautiful. So I will be here for the whole week, and I'm going to craft, and I'll be putting a video on YouTube. Not sure how it's going to go. Our internet has been troublesome this past few days. We haven't had much of internet where I live, but here on the farm, hopefully it's a bit different. But have a lovely day, and thank you for joining me with Meaningful Monday. It's a pleasure to share the love of crafting with you. Bye-bye.